These 5 Android tablets are getting surprisingly close to the laptop experience. I'm looking at what makes each one feel more like a computer, from desktop-style work to the way you actually use it with the keyboard. But there's always a point where Android reminds you it's still a tablet. The interesting part is finding out where that point is for each one. Links are in the description. And subscribe if you want more tech that gets straight to the point.
At number 5, the Lenovo IdeaTab Pro Gen 2 can change from a normal Android tablet into a more PC-like setup. The useful part is PC mode. I used it with a keyboard and mouse, and apps could open in their own windows, so I could have Chrome on one side, a document beside it, and another app ready without constantly closing things. The 13-inch 3504 by 2190 144 Hz screen gives you a lot of room for this. In simple terms, text and windows have more space, and scrolling feels smooth. The Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 gives it enough speed for several apps at once. Up to 12 GB of RAM helps it keep those apps open without slowing down as quickly. UFS 4.0 storage means faster loading and file transfers, while the microSD slot lets you add up to 2 TB more storage. I also like the 2 USB-C ports. One can connect to a monitor, while the other can handle another accessory or drive. That's useful when you're building a desk setup around the tablet. But there is one hard limit. PC mode changes the way Android looks and works, not the apps themselves. Chrome, Documents, email, and web work fit well. A Windows-only program still won't run.
Coming in at number 4, the OnePlus Pad 3 makes one laptop habit surprisingly easy, keeping several tasks open at the same time. The feature I used most was Open Canvas. I could keep Chrome, a document, and another app ready together. The app I was using could take most of the screen, while the other 2 stayed nearby. That meant less opening, closing, and searching for apps. The 13.2-inch 3392 by 2400 screen gives you enough room to actually use this setup. The 144 Hz refresh rate makes scrolling and moving around the screen feel smoother. Then you have the Snapdragon 8 Elite. That's a very fast chip, so opening apps and switching between them doesn't feel slow. Up to 16 GB of RAM means the tablet can keep more apps ready in memory. The 12,140 mAh battery also gives you a lot of battery capacity for long work sessions. The Smart Keyboard adds the other important laptop pieces: physical keys and a trackpad. But here's the catch. Open Canvas is not the same as a Windows desktop. You get better Android multitasking, but you're still limited to Android apps. For Chrome, email, documents, research, and web work, that's not a big problem. For desktop-only software, it is. Now at number 3, the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra gets closest to a laptop because Samsung DeX changes the whole screen layout. With DeX, I could use a taskbar, open apps in separate windows, minimize them, move them around, and control everything with the mouse. That's a much more natural setup for laptop-style work than using normal Android full-screen apps. The 14.6-inch Dynamic AMOLED 2X display is important here because it gives you enough physical screen space for several windows. The 120 Hz refresh rate keeps scrolling and movement smooth. Inside, the Dimensity 9400 Plus handles demanding apps without much trouble. Up to 16 GB RAM lets you keep more apps active. Up to 1 TB internal storage gives you plenty of room for files, while microSD support up to 2 TB lets you add even more. The 11,600 mAh battery is also useful for long sessions away from a charger. You can also connect a larger display, which lets the tablet become a part of a proper desk setup. But I noticed the same wall eventually. DeX looks and works more like a computer, but Android still controls the software. Office work, Chrome, email, documents, and research fit nicely. Specialized Windows programs don't. So the big difference here isn't simply power. It's that Samsung actually changes Android into a desktop-style workspace. Number 2, the Xiaomi Pad 7 is one of the cheaper tablets here that actually gives you a real workstation mode. I used workstation mode, and this is where the Pad 7 stops feeling like a normal Android tablet. Instead of apps filling the screen, they open as floating windows that you can resize and move around, so Chrome can stay open beside a document with another app sitting behind them. You can also use a keyboard and mouse, which makes the whole setup much closer to a small desktop PC. The screen helps a lot. You get a 3.2K 3200 by 2136 display with a 144 Hz refresh rate and a 14:9 shape. That taller shape gives documents and web pages more vertical space, which I found useful for actual work. The Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 is not flagship level, but it handles Chrome, documents, email, and normal multitasking well. The 8850 mAh battery and 45-watt charging also make it easy to use for long sessions. I also like the HyperConnect features. You can bring files and some phone apps onto the tablet, so the tablet can become the larger screen for work that started on your phone. The catch is performance under heavier work. This isn't the tablet I'd pick for demanding video editing or heavy desktop-style workloads, but for web browsing, documents, email, research, files, keyboard work, and multiple windows, the Pad 7 does something important. It gives you a real desktop-style workflow without needing a flagship processor.
At number 1, the HONOR MagicPad 3 goes even further because its newer PC mode is built around the exact things I expect from a small laptop. With the Magic OS 10 update, PC mode now gives you a permanent taskbar, movable windows, and better keyboard and mouse control. I can keep several apps open, resize their windows, move them around, and jump between them from the taskbar instead of going back to the Android home screen every time. The file system is another detail I really noticed. HONOR adds PC-style file management, including mouse right-click controls for managing files. That sounds small, but when you're moving folders, renaming files, or working with documents, it removes some of the usual tablet friction. And the newer software goes beyond the basic tablet setup. The 2026 PC mode update adds external display support, so you can use the tablet with another monitor as a two-screen setup. HONOR has also added Linux Lab, which can run a Linux desktop system and installed PC-level Linux software. That is a much bigger step toward computer use than simply adding a keyboard. There is still a caveat. Not every Android app behaves like a proper desktop app, and some PC mode features depend on the app. But this is why I put the MagicPad 3 at the top. The important part isn't just a big screen or fast processor. The software is actually trying to give you Windows, a taskbar, file management, mouse controls, and even Linux software. That's about as far as an Android tablet can push the tablet to computer idea without simply becoming a Windows laptop.